Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting, the only podcast. I am one host. I'm Jill Chacha, but not the only host. I am with who you just heard. The gorgeous Marissa Riley.
Thank you. I love that I'm a part of the only podcast.
The only podcast.
The only podcast.
You'd think this would take off or something.
I know.
But welcome back, everybody. Any news? I guess, keep emailing us. wellthatsinterestingpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, email us.
We want your stories of things you've learned, life lessons, just interesting things you think are interesting. Just shoot them over, and we're going to read them.
Yeah, we'll read them. Please, if you make shit on a shingle.
Yes.
That's what I really want to talk about.
Yeah. Let's talk about you cooking. Let's just turn this podcast into you cooking.
Yeah.
That's just it.
How's it going?
How's it going out there? Also, monthly sponsorships. Thanks to everyone who is a monthly supporter.
Thank you.
Y'all can check out anchor.fm/wellthatsinteresting and hit that support button. That would be awesome. So
easy.
So easy. It's also, I'm trying to make a segue here into the, fuck it, let's just talk about the topic.
Amazing.
Episode 013, what happens if you never got out of bed?
You'd be happy for the rest of your human life?
Yeah.
Is that what it's about? Podcast over.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
This might be a really short episode because it's really brutal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really awful.
God.
I didn't think it was going to be as disgusting. We have a intestinal parasite episode.
Yeah.
Scroll back, you'll find it. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
It was one of the most fun things to look up and talk about.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Disgusting in like the funnest way.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And this one it's just brutal. It might be worse than intestinal parasites.
I feel like you're going to crush my dream of just staying in bed forever. That was kind of like, everyone has a 5-year plan. My 5, 10, 70-year plan is just like, how much time can I spend in bed every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I have planned.
I think, especially with the last 4 years, it took a toll. And at one point and another, I think everybody probably thought, I just don't want to get out of bed.
Never.
Yeah.
I set up at the beginning of when I was working from home in March or so, mm-hmm. I had an entire workplace set up so that all I had to do was sit on the edge of my bed and then my little desk would roll right up.
That's
and I had a monitor and everything. I really never had to leave bed.
I saw it. It was pretty, it was just so damn smart.
Yeah, I've moved on since because I think it was bad for me.
We now have an office. So that's really good. So what would happen to you physically if you said, fuck it, I'm staying right here under these bed sheets I finally cleaned, and I just can't take it? Or maybe you're simply cozy and writing out the remaining months of 2020 under a duvet sounds like a great idea. It turns out you really can get too much of a good thing.
No.
Yeah, today we're going to ruin staying in bed for too long.
Damn it.
And I mean very long. But if we put a positive spin on it, think of this as grossing you out to the point of motivation.
Fine. I do need to do laundry.
Little fire under the butt?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's begin. So, according to the CDC, inactivity contributes to 1 in 10 deaths in the United States.
What?
Yes.
What?
So, physical activity for adults is defined as not participating in any leisure time physical activities over the last month. Activities such as running, walking for exercise, or gardening.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of that. Lots of us got into that thanks to COVID.
Yeah.
So statistically, fatalities for inactivity are up there with smoking and heart disease.
Oh my God.
And fun things like watching movies. Yes, Cambridge professor David Spiegelhalter, his research suggests watching a movie shortens your life expectancy by 30 minutes.
Shut up. I've watched like 3 movies today.
I know.
I'm watching a movie right now. I paused it to do this podcast and I'm killing myself.
So either his work is full of errors or we're all going to be dead by the end of this episode because really watching Netflix is all we've been doing in quarantine. So
please, while you're listening to this, take a walk. That's the beauty of podcasts, and we're the only podcast.
We're the only people doing this.
Yeah,
so
only people.
It's no surprise old-timey doctors were wrong more often than not, especially when it came to prescribing strict bed rest.
Mm-hmm.
Lying down has very similar effects to that of zero gravity. One of the experiments NASA conducted in the International Space Station was a simple one. They had astronauts just stay in space for a year to mimic the time it would take to travel to Mars.
Oh.
Which is about 7 months, give or take.
Okay.
And that's, let's see. Oop, my notes. So we have a general idea of what happens to bodies when gravity is mostly out of our lives.
Yeah.
Even after 24 hours, muscle atrophy would set in calves and leg muscles, and even your bones would start to waste away.
No.
Yeah. And that's super dangerous because our bones aren't just scaffolding. They're filled with living osteocytes, literally like bone cells, whose dendrites reach out and interconnect with one another. Yeah.
I feel like osteocytes and dendrites, they sound like cute little like plush animals.
Yeah, someone get on that. Someone make those and send them to us for free.
Yeah. Little plush dragons. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Little plush dendrites.
Go back to talking about the subject.
Well, more pillows. No, we can't get more pillows.
Oh, that's right. Don't do it. No plush toys. No pillows.
No, just a bed of nails.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so osteocytes, whose dendrites reach out and interconnect with one another, which means our skeleton may be as complex as our brains.
Oh.
This nerve network is around 175,000 kilometers long, sending and receiving data about your calcium levels and phosphate levels to your immune system. And if there are no electrical signals, that means there's no communication, and that means repair work on your body is slowed down.
No.
Yeah, no bueno.
No.
But, fun fact, the length of that skeletal nerve network is nearly identical to the length of axons in the brain, which is about 180,000 kilometers.
Oh my God.
I know, and that's from weforum.org. Another fun fact, we're heading into an ad break.
Yeah.
And these services, they won't make your body waste away.
No, also take a walk.
Take a fucking walk. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out. But come back.
Please.
Hello, everyone. You may recognize me as Gabby from the History of Everything podcast.
And my name is Brenna, and you don't recognize me from anything yet.
Together, we're two scientists who explore all of the weird little questions and conspiracies of the universe in our new podcast, Mystery of Everything. Everything has an explanation.
We hope.
But that is what we're here to figure out. We will dive into the science behind many popular conspiracy theories, such as vaccines causing autism, flat earth theory, and was the moon landing fake? And if so, why the heck would anyone even do that?
But it's not just conspiracies. There's a lot of cool mysteries that we will attempt to use science to explain, such as near-death experiences, what made the Vikings go berserk, and can I control my co-host with MK Ultra?
Wait, what? Anyway, make sure to check out the Mystery of Everything podcast everywhere where you find your podcasts.
We're the All Creatures Podcast. Each week, Angie and I explore and share amazing details about the many animals we share our world with.
Plus, Chris and I are both PhD scientists and educators. So we do the deep dives in the scientific research and then come back and share what we learn in a fun and casual way. We also speak with other scientists, animal experts, activists, and many other conservation enthusiasts from all over the planet.
So you can find the All Creatures Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back. We're back, and hopefully you're standing up.
Yeah, standing up. I know I'm out of breath from doing yoga. I don't know. What is an exercise?
You said yoga in disgust. That's pretty great.
It's funny because I have been trying to do yoga and it's very hard. And I just got to the point where I'm not like falling into poses and I'm doing them, if that makes sense.
That sounds like progress.
Yeah. So
I've never attempted.
You should. I mean, after this particular subject,
yeah,
everyone should try yoga.
So, say you are in bed for a year. Just like the NASA folks being up in space for a year. Okay, say you've been in bed for a year. Your immune system is totally affected, and so are the fluids in your body.
Oh, no.
What an opening line. The stuff that carries your cells around is used to gravity pulling it down. If you're horizontal for too long, those liquids would migrate to your head, giving you a super bad case of morning face. Your optic nerve would be crushed.
No.
And your sense of smell would also be hampered.
Okay.
Your sense of balance would be all off, but since you're not getting up, don't worry about that.
Okay.
So, if you wore compressive sleeves under your PJs, that'll help return the blood from your legs to your heart. But if not, we've got ourselves a problem called blood clots.
What?
Yeah.
Ew, my least favorite word in the world is clots.
Clots.
Yeah. Isn't it gross?
It really
clotting.
It really sounds like what it is. So I think we're all familiar with that danger, especially if clots get caught up in the narrow veins found in the brain and heart.
Yeah,
so
it's bad. It's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. A stroke or a heart attack may happen, but what would definitely happen are bed sores.
Yeah.
And those fuckers don't play, especially if you're lying down for months. The pressure between the bed and your skin would cause something of a cinch, closing up your blood vessels. Skin around the cinched vessels would cause a dull ache, then lead to full-on bruising reddish sores, and those sores would spread as more vessels are shut off.
Oh.
Lo and behold, over time, you have deep aching wounds that are surrounded by dead tissue because there hasn't been enough oxygen for days.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh.
I know. I just said those two magic words. You know, dead tissue, ba 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 ba.
I'm sorry. I was like, I fully like in a what's the word? I was like hypnotized by that full description.
Yeah, by
dead
that
tissue.
By that horror.
Oh, it's horrible. Traumatized.
Sorry.
Oh my God, I'm gonna do yoga all night.
Please subscribe to Well, That's Interesting. We have so much more to go. Yeah. Dead tissue. Let's talk infections. So, dead tissue is basically like having an open wound because that skin isn't doing its job of keeping germs out. The bacteria on those no longer clean sheets can get into that dead skin and then your bloodstream.
Oh my God.
Remember we said there is reduced communication with the immune system? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not good, especially now.
Oh yeah.
With your body unaware of any problem, your blood, infected with bacteria, would make its way through whatever veins are still working and would make little FedEx drop-offs of said bacteria at major organs. So
my God.
This is my cute description of sepsis.
No.
Sorry, folks.
Okay, hold
Sorry,
on.
folks.
Really quick.
Yeah.
I do know a little bit about this because I think it was, I want to say Nip Tuck, a terrible show.
Yeah.
From the early 2000s. It was about plastic surgery, and maybe it wasn't Nip Tuck. There was some show I watched where a woman she was obese, and she had been sitting on her couch for so long that she had these sores, she had sepsis, and her bed sores had fused with the couch material because she just sat there all day, every day, and she never moved.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen. I can see that happening.
I'm so embarrassed I don't know the name of the show.
You know what?
I'll get back to you guys next week on it.
That detail is more than enough. It surpasses the name of the show. God damn. Yeah, don't.
Did I outgross the subject of this?
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Follow us on Well, That's Interesting Pod on Instagram for more.
That's right. Yeah, don't fuse with your furniture.
Don't fuse with your furniture.
Just, if you learn anything from this podcast, it's do not fuse with your furniture.
Yeah, and do yoga all day and night.
God damn it.
Or you will get sepsis and die.
Oh, God. Okay, so we've made it to the end of our bed rest, and very much the end of the line if there's no immediate intervention. Your heart is working overtime to get oxygen to body parts, but your veins are basically LA. Lots of cells getting bottlenecked in search of a good lane. The lack of oxygen can cause disorientation and confusion, and it may feel like you have a shortness of breath, so you gasp and gasp and gasp until you find yourself hyperventilating.
Oh my God.
Indeed, the Mayo Clinic states a sign of sepsis being a, quote, respiratory rate higher than or equal to 22 breaths a minute, end quote. The normal breathing rate is about 8 to 16 breaths per minute. As you become consumed with inhaling, you may lose the ability to swallow and start choking on your own spit.
Oh, no. Oh, no, thank you.
But don't worry. That infection was dropped off at your kidneys, so you'd only have a few days left to go.
Got it.
And even more good news, you wouldn't even feel that pain because that lack of oxygen has affected your brain first, and you would most likely fall into a coma. So, my friends, this may be our shortest episode, but it is by far the most disturbing, since one of the worst deaths you could have is death by nothing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, this is, tell your friends about the show.
Tell your friends about the show. Tell them to never go to bed again.
No, never.
Never.
Just don't do it. Don't go to sleep.
Go to sleep, but not for too long. I don't know.
Yeah, this was a hard one.
This was a tough one.
This is a tough
one. My dreams were crushed.
Yeah. Well,
but it's probably for the best because I really don't want sepsis.
No. That's avoid sepsis, avoid COVID.
Yeah.
Avoid fusing with your furniture.
Don't do that.
No. But you should stay interesting.
Yeah, please do.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, all.